wine and beer, there's also things like olive oil. Now, for those that are looking for something a little bit different, you can do some tasting here. It's a unique taste for some, but I want to know exactly what makes a good oil. Ken Hallett is an olive oil producer and is here with me. G'day, Ken.
G'day, Tom. Thanks for having us in.
Thank you. Now, before we get into some of the tastings, what makes a good tasting olive oil?
Okay, so Tom, we're going to have a bit of fun in a minute. We'll actually taste the oil and you can check out whether I'm telling you the right stuff or not.
No pressure.
But when you're tasting an olive oil, you're looking for three things really. You want a nice fruity taste, which you'll often find at the beginning of your mouth. As the oil goes into your mouth, then you get a bitterness which will appear in the centre of your mouth, and then a lovely pepperiness that will linger on your palate. So if you get those three things in there, just nicely balanced, that's what you're looking for.
Now we have some of the winners here today. What exactly was involved with their oil?
Okay, we're really lucky. We've got I've got Bradley and Trent with us. They're both from Burwood, and they've been the champion and reserve champion in the Olive Oil Young Judges competition. Now Tom, this is a first in the world for Adelaide, so I reckon it's great that we've got these guys. They've been up there judging olive oils that we've already judged, so we know how good they are, and their task is to put them in the right order and give them the right score and make the right comments about them. So they tasted the oil that you're just about to have, and they critiqued it brilliantly.
Well, on that note, maybe we'll start with you, Bradley.
Yeah.
You are the champion, the young judge, so to speak. Maybe you can explain, when you're tasting an oil, what goes through your mind?
Well, the main thing I tried to do was just taste it and make sure I was tasting everything, like what Ken said, the pepper, the fruitiness, the bitterness, and then also one big thing that I think set me apart was smelling it. I really try and work out what's in it. Like with one of them we could smell apple and we were pretty certain there was apple and then there was.
So how many oils did you actually have to taste as part of your judging?
I would taste 4.
Okay. Do you get sick of the taste?
No, not really. We've been practicing a lot at school, and yeah, when we got up there we just knew we'd try our best and they all were pretty good in the end.
And Trent, maybe to you, you were the runner-up of course, but still a sterling effort, no doubt. Are you in the same sort of boat? I mean, what do you think when you're tasting an oil that you're actually looking for?
Well, you're definitely tasting, well, obviously for the taste itself and the aroma. You actually have to smell it before you give it a taste as well to try and assume what would actually be in the olive oil itself. For one of the olive oils, the very first one we tried, we had a big smell of it, and there was a very big hint of apple. So that's how we got the assumption, okay, there's probably apple in here, and then we had a sip, we tasted it, we determined the texture, and we had a look at the colour, and we just determined it all by that.
It seems a bit well over my head, I think. How did you get involved with judging?
Well, it mainly started last year actually. I entered it last year in the novice category. I mainly just saw it and I just thought, well, it's something to do. I've always wanted to try new things, so I thought I'll give it a shot, and it gives me a ticket to the show as well, so why not?
Now, Ken, maybe we'll get stuck into some of the tastings, but while I'm trialling these, could you maybe provide a bit of insight as to the olive oil industry itself? Because we've done a bit on the country over before, but it's actually an industry that had some pretty dark times, but now is on the up, so to speak.
You're right there, Tom. The olive industry in its current phase has been going for about 20 years, and one of the things that fascinates me is one of my ancestors was on the first fleet, brought out olive trees, planted them in the Adelaide Park lands.
Oh wow.
And hoped that the industry would take off, but it took until about 20 years ago before that happened. It did take a bit of a dive, and one of the big problems there was because we were getting so much low quality oil imported from overseas. And Australia actually leads the world in quality assurance for olive oil. We actually set the standard, which is now being picked up all over the world by America, Canada, and the Europeans are even starting to show interest in it. So when you buy Australian extra virgin olive oil, you know that you're actually getting really, really good olive oil.
Where does it sit in the spectrum of overseas markets? Because I think there's been some noted issues overseas, particularly with things like disease, that could play in relatively good terms in terms of the Australian industry. But they're essentially the powerhouse, aren't they?
They are, yes. Australia is still a minor producer in olive oil, but we are lucky in that we don't have the diseases, problems that they've got over there. They're having a really nasty time with that at the moment, and we're really grateful that we've got such a good quarantine service that looks after us.
So obviously the tastings, have you had good interest so far?
We've been running tastings over in the cellar tasting area. We do that every morning, and most mornings we get a full house, so it's fantastic.
Ken, thank you so much. Obviously, it's an interesting thing to taste, but I appreciate it. And also thank you to Bradley Hicks and Trent Millay, who are the winner and the runner-up, so to speak. You are listening to The Country Hour. It is 5 minutes to 1.